I'm here with Luke Marsh.
Hey.
Hi, Luke.
Hey, how are you?
Luke is from the fabulous duo Filthy Luca, but we've got him here because he's actually released a solo. Well, he's about to release a solo album under the name of L.R. Marsh.
Yep.
This is exciting times.
Yeah, it's exciting. Exciting and busy, which is good.
I bet. Thanks for being here with us.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
So, look, you've been part of Filthy Luca for a while now. What's it like getting out there and being solo and being Edless?
Oh, very different. A lot quieter. It was a bit daunting to start with because I'm so used to having all the amps and all the loudness and drums right in my ear and all that sort of stuff like all the time. Because we were rehearsing, 2 or 3 times a week and playing gigs every weekend and that sort of thing for about 7 years as Filthy Luca, doing all the real heavy rock stuff. And then going from that to just stripping everything back, just acoustic mostly, and doing all that stuff just by myself on stage is like, it's pretty scary, but it's getting there.
So it's a great album. Now,
Thanks.
who else has played on the album? Is it just you?
It's just me, yeah.
It's just you?
Yeah. There's even a bit of, I played all the instruments on there, but it's mostly guitar and vocals, obviously, but there's a little bit of piano in there, which is... probably the first time I've ever played piano, I think, properly. But
a man of many talents. Now, the album is called The Ghosts Of, and there are element of blues in there, like Earl Jones. There's even a bit of 90s grunge we can hear coming through in there. So what were you channeling through that writing process?
I don't even know, to be honest. Like when I started, I only started writing the album, I think, in June this year. So
what?
Yeah, it kind of just happened, like, out of nowhere, because I was going through like a couple of years of having a massive writer's block for Filthy Luca and all that sort of stuff, and I just felt like really annoyed at myself for not being able to come up with anything or anything that had like significant meaning. So because a lot of the time I was trying to write stuff for like an idea I had in my head of like, I want to write a cool song that had some kind of message, but I couldn't work out what that was going to be. And then I just decided to sit down one day because everything was slowing down a bit with on the Filthy front, and I just sat down and started playing acoustic. And the first one that I wrote was "Home," the new single coming out on Saturday, and I just started playing that riff and started coming up with a few ideas for words and things, and actually trying to like have it mean something to me specifically. And I just decided to write it without any kind of like vision of what I wanted it to sound like or whatever. Like I just thought I'll just write something, see what happens, and not judge it or anything like that. And that's kind of how it all started. Now
it's a bit of a cathartic album for you, and which I read that you found quite therapeutic. Tell me about that. Yeah,
well, the last couple of years has been pretty up and down, really. Like, had a few like hard things happen a couple of years ago, and went through a bit of a hard time. And I've also been like, which I only kind of realised lately through all this, is that like I've struggled with a lot of sort of depression and anxiety and stuff like that, like a lot of musicians, unfortunately, which is coming out a lot more these days. And I just decided to write stuff actually about my own experiences with that, and trying to sort of shed a bit more light on all of that sort of thing. Which I found like writing about it actually helped me kind of overcome a lot of that in the end. So what's it like playing those songs live when you're kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve a little bit? Yeah, it can be a bit challenging because, a lot of the songs are about pretty serious topics. But I try, when I'm performing, I tend to sort of not focus so much on the content of what I'm singing because I'm more worried about, how many people are watching me and that sort of thing. And if I'm going to stuff up playing the guitar. But it's been really good for me, and I feel quite happy with how it's all come out. So now you make your own guitars because you're a very, very clever chap through your company, Mantra Guitar Company. Yeah, we do guitars and all sorts of stuff, really. It's actually started with teaching, but then I went on to like start wiring up guitars and that sort of thing, and for people. Yeah. So you were making cigar box guitars. I remember we've talked about that before. Not necessarily those. No, I had the cigar box guitar I've got was made. Well, I've got two actually, but they were made by 2 different guys. One in Port Lincoln called Craig, and another guy here called Arthur. So I haven't actually tried to make those myself, but
that's your next challenge.
Yeah, what I mainly do is the wiring and that sort of stuff of the guitars that I'm selling at the moment. So
you're playing your own guitars on this album?
On this album, I actually used my Maton acoustic for most of it because it just sounds so amazing. But I didn't get my own Mantra one until just the other day. Actually, it finally kind of came about. So
how exciting.
Yeah,
it's a big month for you.
Yeah, it's all happening.
Now it's very exciting for us because the single Home, which is the first track on the album, is released on Saturday. But you're going to let us play it today, aren't you?
Why not?
That's exciting. That's very exciting. You're going to hear it here first. So tell me about that song and why have you decided to release that one first?
Well, as I sort of mentioned before, like that was the first one that kind of kicked this whole thing off. I didn't actually know I was writing an album until I had that down, and then I started writing a few others, and it all kind of just happened after that, like one after the other, quite quickly. So I figured I'd release that one first because it was the first one I wrote for the album without knowing it at the time. But also, I don't know. I think I just really like the song. I like how it came out, and it means a lot to me, that song. Like it was, it's a bit of a love song for my girlfriend, because it's about like when we sort of first met, and I'd already planned to go away overseas for quite a long time. I think it was 2 months. I was living on a boat with my sister in the Caribbean, as you do.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was like the time when we were kind of seeing each other, but it wasn't like we hadn't admitted how we felt to each other at the time. And being away for that long, it sort of actually brought us closer together, being away and having that time apart. And as amazing as the Caribbean is, I just like the whole time I was there, I just couldn't stop thinking about her. So this song
I think
is
everybody
about that.
just fell in love with you, Luke. Amazing. Now, you've got your launch coming up on November 23rd at Jive. You're no stranger to playing at Jive.
No.
What are you looking forward to about this particular gig?
Oh, I'm so scared for that gig. Because Jive is a big place, and it's a big stage for just one guy. So, yeah, I'm a bit scared.
I have every confidence that it's going to be excellent. All right, so where can we get the album when it is released?
Well, at the moment there's pre-sales out on Indiegogo, which is on my website, and Facebook page, and it's all over the place. But that's the way to get it now. To get it first before it actually comes out. It comes out on the 24th of November, and then from there you can get it at the gig as well on the 23rd at Jive, and then after that it'll be available as far and wide as you possibly can.
Are you going to be signing copies at the gig?
Oh, if people
you are
want
now.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke, thanks for coming in and having a chat with us.
No worries.
I'm so super excited that I'm going to be the first one to spin this right now, but we're going to hear Home. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I am too. Let's do it.
Thank you.